KSAT, where we promote academic talents and try to share everything we've got to know about scholarships. On this edition of our videos, we're going to be talking about what you do or what waits ahead of you after you've won the PTDF scholarship. So this video is particularly for those of you guys who have applied for the PTDF scholarship, have gone through the interview process, and are looking forward to winning the scholarship. We want to say a big congratulations to those to you ahead of time, and we look forward to welcoming all of you to the UK, and those of you who are going to Germany, we also wish you well. Those who are going to France, we wish you well. Those who are going to Malaysia, we wish you well as well. So today we want to walk you through all the processes and all the things that you are expected to do, or you will be expected to encounter on your path from the time you get the congratulatory email to all the days to the point you move over to the UK. Number one is that, just in case you don't know, once the PTDF has completed their selection process, they're going to make an official publication on the PTDF website. So you're going to have all the names of everybody who has gotten the scholarship, who has been selected for the scholarship, all the people from your state and all the people from all the other states. So everything is going to be in the open. Nothing is going to be in the secret. They are going to have all the names published on their website, and you'll be able to view them. Now, when this has happened, after you've got that email, the next thing that is going to follow by the PTDF is the list that you see just in this video. So you're going to be expected to, just a moment. So you're going to, the PTDF is going to be organizing an official induction for all of you guys, where they're going to walk you through all the conditions of the scholarship, all the terms and what you are expected to do, the responsibilities of the PTDF, and the terms and conditions of maintaining or retaining the scholarship. So after that induction, after the induction or even prior to the induction, you are supposed to secure your own admission. So the PTDF scholarship does not the PTDF does not secure your admission for you. You have to go all the way by yourself to get admission into one of the schools in your chosen country. Now, if, for instance, you've chosen the UK, you would remember that you had maybe 3 options of school choices while you are doing the application in one specific order: a first choice university, a second choice university, a third choice university. However, at the point you've gotten the scholarship, the order you have chosen at the point of application does not really matter as much. So if, for instance, you're able to get admission into your third choice school, nobody is going to penalize you or insist that you must go to your first choice university. The PTDF does not do that. So what you are expected to do is to secure your admission. However, if you're watching this video prior to the time of receiving a confirmation email that you've gotten the scholarship, I would actually advise you to start applying for admission ahead of time. The reason is that once the list is out, you might not have as much time in your hands to prepare all the documents that are needed. So if, for instance, you've done the interview, you could just go ahead, because the good thing with the UK is that admission does not actually cost you money, unlike in some other countries where you have to pay an admission application fee and all that. In the UK, you don't pay an application fee, and because you don't pay an application fee, it's just reasonable that you start applying for your admission ahead of time and in good time, so that once the scholarship is out, admission will not be a hindrance to you. If, for instance, you're finding it difficult to reach an understanding with your school, or to navigate through the application process for admission, you could drop us a comment below this video, and we'll see how we can link up with you for further help. The second thing you are going to do is that most times when you get this admission, the admission is going to be conditional. The conditions of admission could be on English language, meeting an English language requirement. It could be on maybe funding. It could be on any other thing, maybe provision of your transcript. However, if your admission is conditioned based on, if the condition to your admission is just funding, then you don't really have a problem because the PTDF is supposed to cover that. So what you now do is to take that admission letter, upload it to the PTDF. That's if they are going to continue working remotely as they did last year. Upload it to their website and then request for a proof of funding. With that proof of funding, you get back to your school, and then your school is able to prepare a document that is called CAS for you. Now, this again is specific to universities in the UK. So CAS is for people who are doing a master's program, and then ATAS is for those who are doing a PhD. If you are doing a PhD, if you're coming to the UK for a PhD, for instance, you will need to get CAS, you will need to get ATAS. Now, however, ATAS takes a longer period to really come through, and that's one of the major things that makes the PhD application process longer in the UK, and the one reason you're supposed to start applying as quickly as possible. One quick note at this point. So if you're applying for a PhD admission in any school or in most schools, you will be expected to reach out to a supervisor or a potential supervisor, unlike a master's program where you get to choose your supervisor during the course itself. If you're doing a PhD, you are expected to get a potential supervisor or get a supervisor that agrees to handle your project even before getting the admission itself. After this whole period, of course, admissions are just normal as every other time. Admission is just as usual. It's just normal, like in every other university or every other place across the world, where you're supposed to write a statement of purpose, write up a research proposal, and then submit your, what's it called again? Submit your certificate, your transcript, and all of that, meet an English language requirement. However, if you are from Nigeria and coming to the UK, most times you could get a waiver for the English language requirement. So if you make a request of the school communicating the fact that you've studied in English language before, or you've worked in a place where English is the official language of communication, or for instance, you've published a research paper in English before. So all of these are things you could add up to actually get a waiver from a waiver of the English language, of the test for English language. Now, when you've gotten this CAS, then the school is supposed to give you an unconditional offer of admission. So you get that unconditional offer of admission, and with that, you get back to the PTDF, and the PTDF gives you an award letter. So there is a difference between the email you get communicating that you won the scholarship and an award letter. There's also a difference between a proof of funding by the PTDF and an award letter. So the award letter is an official document that binds on you and the PTDF, making the PTDF the fund of your study in the UK, and then getting you to a commitment of also doing your best to complete the program and to graduate from the program. Now, with this award letter, the days that processing all these things would vary depending on volume and depending on, maybe present public holidays and all that. But again, this procedure is specific to started from last year, when the PTDF was working mostly remotely and then engaging with the scholars, virtually because of COVID and all that. I would suspect that this is going to continue this year, especially given the fact that it's been tested and it seems to save more stress. So you are not going to have, most likely not going to have an official event in Abuja where you're going to be hosted and, get to mingle with your mates and all that. But usually it's advised that on the day of your induction, one or two persons, somebody should just create a WhatsApp group that all the scholars in your batch will be interacting, through which all of you are going to be interacting, sharing your challenges, and then trying to find solutions as well. Now, when you've gotten this award letter, is the award letter you take to the medical this is what you actually present at the embassy for everything that has to do with your visa. So if you have an award letter, for instance, when you are going for medical checkup, that's your medical examination to support your visa application, you go with this award letter, present it at the IOM, usually, IOM, International Organization of Migration. So I think they have 2 offices in Nigeria, one in Lagos, somewhere around Ikeja, and then another one in Abuja. So you could go to them with this award letter and make as a proof of payment, as a proof that the PTDF is going to pay for your medical examination. Usually, I think their medicals would cost around 57,000 to those coming to the UK, for those coming to the UK. But with this award letter, you don't really have to pay that money. However, a quick advice for the guys who will be coming, especially if you are, going to, if you'll be attempting to make it to the September set. Now, you would notice that when you go for booking on the IOM website, you might not get a date that is going to be favorable to your September resumption. So what you do normally is that when you go there, you might see a date somewhere like, say, in 2023, but not to worry, you just write an email. You see an email address there. You send an email to that address requesting for a closer date, stating the fact that your course is about to resume and you can't wait till 2023 before you present yourself for the medical examination, because that will be late for your course. So most times they will respond within a period of 2 or 3 days, working days. But if they don't get back to you, you do a reminder email. And if you are close to Abuja or Lagos, it could also pay to visit the office and try to interact with them and try to present your case and try to make a point as to why you need to have your examination earlier. They usually do it for you, and they are very much cooperative to the best of my knowledge, but be mindful of the fact that there is a heavy crowd there always, especially at the Lagos office. In fact, if you're going there in Lagos, you should try to be at the venue as early as maybe 6:30 in the morning or 7 a.m. Anything after that, you probably are going to hit a crowd that may be too big for your imagination. Now you've done your medicals, it is time to make your visa applications. Your visa application is going to be handled usually by an agent contracted by PTDF. So once you've done all that you need to do on your own part, uploaded all the documents that you needed to upload, an agent, the visa agent, is going to contact you. Usually they get to people via WhatsApp. And that's why it's important that the phone number you have at the PTDF portal should be a WhatsApp number. So they reach out to you on WhatsApp. Don't be afraid, because it's just the agent. So, but you wouldn't, PTDF is not going to introduce you to the agent prior to the date of their contacting you. You will know, of course, that an agent is going to contact you, but you wouldn't know who the agent is. But once you get that message requesting for the document and talking about your visa application, then try as much as possible to respond to the agent. The agent is not supposed to charge you any money. Take note of that. You're not paying any money to the agent because everything is funded by the PTDF. All you need to do is to make your documents available to the agent, and then the agent will do all that is needed to be done for your application. The agent has now applied, gotten you a date for your biometrics. What you need to do is to present yourself for the biometric. Now, this is one other point that most people try to query or try to ask questions about. The biometrics you do as a PTDF scholar is usually handled at the Abuja office. the Visa Application Center. There is another application center in Lagos, but PTDF would usually not use that, except one or two things change within this period. But if everything remains as it was last year, then you will be going to Abuja. The reason is that the affiliation or partnership seems to be between PTDF and the Abuja office, and then the agent as well seems to work just with the Abuja office. So you might be in Lagos, but you will have to prepare to go to Abuja. In my own time, I was working in Lagos, and I remember I had to fly to Abuja to get that process done. Now, you've done your biometrics, and then you have the option of leaving your international passport with the visa office and then going back to collect it, or leaving your international passport with the visa office and paying for, what's it called again? Paying for a courier service that's going to bring it back to your location. Now, there are pros and cons to this. So if you pay for the courier to bring it to you, then the courier is going to bring it to you, and you will have to request for your travel tickets from the PTDF through their website. Now, that takes off the need to go to Abuja a second time. This is especially beneficial to those of you who are applying or who stay a distance away from Abuja. However, if from experience in our own time, if you're able to go to Abuja for collection, then you could use one stone to kill two birds. So you pick up your visa and your international passport, you just walk straight to the PTDF office, which is actually very close to the visa application center, and you make the presentation, you get in touch with the person who is in charge of booking tickets, provide evidence that you now have a visa, show him the visa and all that, submit the photocopies that will be needed, make the necessary upload that is needed to be made there. Certainly you should be going with a phone that has an internet connection. So if there's anything you need to update on the portal, you just sit down there, make that update immediately. And sometimes you get your ticket that very day. So, but if, for instance, you get your passport mailed to you or delivered to you via courier, then you need to fill up a form on the PTDF portal. That process is trustworthy. You're going to get your visa as well. You're going to get your ticket as well, but the process might be a little bit slower than when you go to the office yourself. So you might get the ticket the very day you go to the office, but if you do the application online, sometimes it could take maybe like 4 days or 3 days, depending. So if your travel date is not very close, or your intended resumption date is not very close, you could just do the visa application, do a courier. But if you are planning to travel immediately after the visa is ready, then I would encourage you to go to Abuja yourself for pickup, which was what I did in my own case, because things were coming very close. I'm doing a PhD, and then, like I mentioned, I had to do CAS, I had to do ATAS, and then it took quite a while to get all these things done. So at the time I got it, my plan was just to move and leave and then resume, because school had already resumed by, I think I came in on the 6th, and then school had started on the 1st of the month. That was, so I was just more like needed to move immediately. The visa was ready. So that's just it. In summary, everything that you are supposed to do after the PTDF scholarship has been awarded to you. So if you've got any further questions, I would entertain them in comments. If you've got any inquiries you need to make, I will also entertain them in the comments. Feel free to engage and keep returning. In our next video, we're going to be talking about what life looks like for a PTDF scholar when you're in the UK. If you've got any special skill you would want to learn, it would be good to learn it ahead of time, because of course, when you get to the UK, as a student, you'll be restricted to working 20 hours, which most professional jobs would likely, would hardly consider you for. So if you've got a skill you need to really train yourself in, or you are good at, just perfect it. It might be, what saves you while you're in the UK, or what makes you the extra money you might want to make while you're in the UK. However, the PTDF is well paid, and they are faithful to their payments, even though you might likely not have a takeoff grant. So you will need to take care of your fund, of your stay for like the first 2 months, sometimes the first 3 months. But from previous experiences, once they start paying, the payment continues, and you wouldn't have issues, with money. So that is it for today. Like I mentioned, if you've not subscribed to what we are doing, I think it would be good to subscribe. Our target is to hit 1,000 followers within the shortest possible time, and then be able to continue to provide all the information we're providing here. That's it for now. Thank you very much. Just hit the subscription button, and then let's keep staying together and let's keep engaging. Next, we will talk about life in the UK, and then share a few tips on a few things that's been helping us, and everything. I'll share with you a few things that have been helping me and helping some of my friends, other students that I know here in the UK. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to your questions, and I look forward ultimately to welcoming you to the UK.